Hi guys, it's Jessie Holton here, your Stamping Up Demonstrator for Australia, jessieholton.com. Today I am playing with the Freezin Fun bundle, and this is one of my projects for September stamp camp. It's a little teepee card and it is super cute, and it's freestanding, and it also folds flat to post. I haven't put the crease in this one yet, so we'll just that squash it down and then you can stick it in an envelope and post it, and then when they receive it they can just pop that side back out and it is freestanding. So super cute. I have altered the design a little bit just to remove one extra step, which I just thought would make the design a bit easier. So if you are part of my September stamp camp, go ahead and grab your kit. Now I do have a mix of Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray and Rococo Rose in the kits, so you'll have enough supplies in one of your envelopes to make 2 of these cards, and it could include any of those 3 colours. So we'll go ahead and make one of these cards. I'll do this one in Seaside Spray. So you'll have, for instance, 2 of the rectangles, 2 of the squares, 2 pieces of the balmy blue glimmer paper, and 2 pieces of white, whisper white cardstock, 2 little triangles in white. So that is all you need for these cute little cards. You will also have a piece of whisper white cardstock like this, and that is to stamp your images on and colour them with the blends, and then you can cut them out with the matching dies. Or fussy cut. If you love fussy cutting, go for your life. Alright, so let's get started here. Now, the design, most of the tutorials that I watched on YouTube called for 3 squares that you then glued back together. So I just left it as a rectangle, and I've scored it down the center and then off to each side. So this is 4 by 8 inches, and these are 4 by 4 inches. These are 3 7/8 squares that I have chopped in half, and the white is the same, 3 7/8 inches that I have chopped in half. So that way these bits will layer onto your cardstock like so. They don't actually go on this bit, so let's not do that. Bad example. Alrighty, so to do this, you want to have your, yes, that's right, that way. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much if you're a bit fanatic about the way the score lines go, like me. I do the valleys on the outside, so you fold inwards, and the mountains in the middle, so where it's already pushed up, that becomes the inside crease, because it's already facing that way. So I find that, especially when you've got really thick cardstock, there's less issues with cracking if you fold it with the grain. So anyway, so I put this piece down mountains up and this piece down valleys up. And this is literally just to figure out where to put the glue to. So you want to line that up so that it lines up with the score lines either side, and this score line should be directly on top of this score line with the tops lining up as well. So, and I just use my nails actually just to make a little indentation there, and that is just a guide for how far down I need to put the glue. And I'm going to glue it on the valley side so that then I flip it over and all my mountains are up. So bit of glue stuck at the top of my glue bottle. So I don't know if that's going to show on they're very, very slight markings there and there. So I'm just going to use that as a guide. You could use a pencil if you wanted to and rule a little line. It doesn't really matter too much. It's just so that we don't glue below, because that bit is going to be this bit here that sticks out, so we don't want to have glue on it. Okay, and then flip it over and glue it in place. If you want to fold all your pieces first, that's fine, you can totally do that. It's completely up to you. It should fold relatively easy though, because it's already scored. So then you just want to burnish all the score lines, and then this bit comes over the top. So you just literally fold one end over the top of the other end. It doesn't matter which way you do it. And again, I'm just going to place a little marker there with my nails so that I know where to glue. I'm going to be a little bit more careful with this because it's going to be an outside edge. And just hold it in place while it dries. You can use tear and tape if you prefer. It doesn't really matter too much. Okay, now I want to keep my seam towards the back of the card, so I'm going to glue my piece of balmy blue. Again, it doesn't really matter, and because the triangles can go either way, so you just choose whichever side you want to use. It's no biggie. Whoop. Just going to hold my balmy blue down and get that to stick in place. Okay, and then we want to stamp, so this bit is going to go here so that it makes the other side of that. But if you would prefer to have it on this side instead, you totally can. It doesn't matter. Again, just choose whichever one you like. Now I have done Life's Better When We're Having Fun Together. And I'm going to change this one up. I did the other one in Rococo Rose because the cardstock was Rococo Rose. So this one I'm going to do in Seaside Spray because that's the colour cardstock that I'm using. Okay. So there's a couple of sentiments in this stamp set. A couple of them are Christmassy. 'Tis the season to be freezing and sending warmth your way. So they're a little bit sort of, you know, American wintry Christmas type ones. But then there's this Life's Better When We're Having Fun Together, which is really cute, and it's not Christmassy at all, so it would work well for Aussie winters. Perhaps you've got a friend that has their birthday in winter. Okay, and I'm going to do a little bit of tips and tricks with colouring with the blends. So I've got a bunch of pre-selected blends here that I've been playing with. I've actually coloured a whole heap of critters from the stamp set. They are adorable and I really love them. So we're going to have a little bit of fun here. Now I'm going to show you the way that I colour with the blends, but to be honest, you can colour your own way with the blends. There's no right or wrong way to use them. I like to start with the dark and then move up to the lighter colour. But I know some other people prefer to use the light and then do dark on top and then do more light on top. So it's fine. Whatever works for you is okay. And I think I'll do the sky this way, because I did the other one the opposite, and then I sort of thought maybe I was meant to do the tail with the lighter bit at the tip. I'm not really sure. So I haven't really done too much shading on the face, just straight light and dark, but then I did shade over the body. So what I do is I just do the sort of the outlines or the shadows with the darker colour, and then just to add a bit more colour with the light. Okay, so that's him done there. I've got, so that was Smoky Slate that I used for the raccoon. I think he's a raccoon anyway. And this is Cherry Cobbler that I'm using for his scarf, which I only ever really use Cherry Cobbler at Christmas, and then I use an absolute ton of it. It's crazy, right? It has been I'm an eventist, I think, with Cherry Cobbler. I've labelled it as a Christmas colour. So I don't know if that's really showing for you guys, probably not so much in the video. I'll show you afterwards, a little bit closer up. It does make just that slight 3D effect by using the two tones. Went outside the lines a bit there. Okay, and then I've got soft suede. So I'm just going to go around the edges. Of the sleigh, and then I'm going to go back over the whole thing with the lighter colour. So I do colour over the bits that I've done dark as well. I colour over the whole thing, and that way the colours get the opportunity to blend together and have that really smooth going from light to dark. I put my pink away. Rococo Rose, of course. Oops, because that's what we're using with the colours. And then I just do a tiny little bit of Seaside Spray on his pom-pom. I found that when I was leaving the pom-pom just plain white and the rest of him was shaded, and just a tiny little bit of colour lifter on those bits of pink just to make them just a shade lighter. You can also do in his eyes a little bit if you want. I might actually do his eyes again. I'm just going to... Oh, that's going to show up really bad now. Just add that little bit of darkness to his eyes. I just couldn't quite, because it had already dried. If I just did the circles around his eyes, it would have shown up heaps. So I just did a little bit of shading there to get it to not be, or to be a bit more subtle. Okay, and then my little Christmas tree, and this is my quick and simple little Christmas trees. So this is shaded spruce that I'm using, dark, and then the light shaded spruce. Again, I colour over the dark bit and then also do the light bit. And the quicker that you can do this, like if you can get in there with the light colour while the dark colour is still really fresh and not quite dry yet, then it will blend easier and you won't have to work it in quite as much. And then again, I'm going in with the Seaside Spray, the very light one. Not very light, there's light or dark, and I'm using the light one. But it is just a very light colour. And I do find as well that if you can try and do this bit in just one, I'm not doing it with either of these, if you can do it in one long length, then it looks better than if you do lots of little lines. Anyway, that's what I found. So there is my colouring, and hopefully I didn't have my head in the hallway covering what I was showing you, but hopefully you can see the shading there, what I mean with the colours. So cool. So let me get rid of these. And here's some I prepared earlier. I'm not going to bother cutting these with you guys right now. All know how to use big shots. Alright, so if you don't have the framelits, you can fussy cut them, but you know, framelits just make life so much easier. Alright, so let's actually, you know what, I've been really wanting to make this guy with the little snowballs, so let's have a little bit of fun. And see, even with my snowballs, that one's not cut out very well, but I've done just the seaside spray a little bit on the where the shaded areas are, so I've just gone around those corners and done the seaside spray, so it's just given it that tiny little bit. And with the stamp set, actually the stamp for these snowballs is one stamp, and then there is one die as well, but when you cut them they all come out separately, so that's really handy. You don't have to line up tiny little snowballs. Alright, so I might do the penguin instead, because he's really, really cute. And, excuse me. So I might just put a tiny little bit of glue here. So the thing is with glimmer paper, when you're sticking to glimmer paper, I try and use dimensionals as much as possible. Because normal glue just doesn't stick that well to glimmer paper. But dimensionals seem to stick really well. So, whoops, oh no, I've stuck those on upside down. Shadow doesn't go at the top. Okay, there we go.
Mom,
Yes, bud?
can I have the bottom scissors, please?
Okay, and I might stick a little mini dimensional . Okay. All right. So there we go. Little penguin having a snowball fight. And life's better when we're having fun together. So that's a little bit cute. And then just push it down. In the center so that it gets that crease there. Then you can post it flat, and whoever gets it will get the idea that it's meant to stand up on its own, and it saves all of the hoo-ha of Velcro dots or magnetic spots. So Anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed that. And if you have any questions whatsoever, just yell out. This is Jessie Holton, your Stamping Up demonstrator for Australia. JessieHolton.com, playing with this adorable Freezin Fun bundle. Have a great day.